to Wild Moos. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you a real, raw and raucous podcast.
An unfiltered truth behind running a business and running a family.
Dive in.
Yeah, baby.
3, 2, 1.
Wild Moos back again.
It's not loud. I feel like it should. It's not weighty enough.
Welcome back. Wild Moos. Can't believe it's been over a year.
I know. More than. Hold on, Jack. This is the month that you went to Fit last year.
Shit, I'm going to another one actually at the end of this week.
Oh my God.
Third one. I don't know. Fourth, maybe. Yes, I'm excited.
Amy Lewis, I feel like you've got a lot to talk about.
I'm really tired today.
Oh, okay. Should we make it all about me?
Yeah, we can do. I am really tired. I feel like it's all catching up with me, actually. You know, when you just had really high energy for like a week and I'm like, meh.
You did make me a banging breakfast though this morning. It's delicious. Thank you.
Should I say what was in it? So, a wrap. I even went to M&S specially last night on my way home to make sure I had avocado and wraps for our breakfast this morning. Yes, that is love.
That is real love. Thank you.
Bacon, scrambled eggs, avocado mashed up with tahin, which is like a Mexican seasoning. It's like a paprika. It's slightly chili with lime.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law, it's from Mexico, and she puts it on everything.
Yeah.
And she was the one that told me about it. She actually said, put it on mango and it's even better.
Mango?
And it's so beautiful. It's spelt Tajin, I think.
Oh.
You can get it on Amazon. And
Nice.
other retailers. Costco sell it as well, I think. But it is beautiful and I have it on everything. But it is really good on mango. So, yeah, we've got avocado, scrambled egg, and then a chipotle salsa.
Nice.
Some Gouda cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good touch because it's not too overpowering.
No,
it's nice.
not. And then you wrap it up.
Yeah.
In a wrap, and then like a burrito, and then air fry it for 10 minutes.
In the hair fryer?
In the hair fryer.
Oh, dear.
For 10 minutes. And it is one of my absolute favourite breakfasts. And I bang on about it all the time, don't I? I made a breakfast burrito wrap's my favourite. And she's like, when are you ever going to cook for me?
But
so today, my friend, I cooked for you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was delicious.
I love a good breakfast like that.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We had a 3-way breakfast this morning. It was lovely.
You filthy bitch.
I didn't mean that.
Family. Did you not mean that in the last way?
I did not.
Family breakfast with me, you and Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice actually. Proper coffee as well. Made you a proper nice coffee.
That was really good. I like
Frothy
those beans.
milk.
Didn't tell you that. They're really nice, those
The
beans.
Italian ones that blow my socks off. I bought them in a local deli and I was like, this coffee's amazing. I'm going to spend £25 on a kilo of bloody beans. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then every coffee I've had since, I'm like, I can't cope with that. Blows my head off. It's so strong.
Ready for the heart rate to go up? Let's go.
Yes.
We are on a
Free
coffee
buzz.
subscription.
Are you?
Yeah, on Rave.
Oh, how's that?
Very good.
Is it nice?
Yeah. Really nice.
Interesting stuff. Is it expensive though?
£20 a month.
And how much do you get for that?
Big old bag.
Like a kilo?
Yeah. And
Every
then a
month?
little
I
bag
don't think
for
we'd
free.
go through it in a month.
We do.
We only have like one coffee each a day. I don't think we'd
Yeah,
go
so
through
do we.
Do you?
And occasionally, like, there's probably 2 extra maybe in the week.
Oh, this chat's a bit dull.
It is, yeah, sorry. Edit that shit out, please.
Anywho, what have you been up to?
Not a lot. Nothing as exciting as your fucking week.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have been delivering Power of Influence with Andy Rivers. Yeah,
It's a bit blowy outside.
It is a bit blowy.
Power of Influence, Andy Rivers.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's everybody be cool. This is a robbery.
Everyone be cool. It's a robbery. Is that what
We do storm in. This one had us hiding in the stairwell.
That was hilarious. I saw that pic.
Because we'd done half the morning there and then we were like saying goodbye to everyone, like, see you later. Obviously, our sponsor knew that we were coming back in to storm the room, but no one else did. We were like, bye, lovely, just thank you so much. Like hugs and kisses and thanks for everything. Now you're going to hear about your values. Enjoy. And then we had to go down 2 stairs and just wait in the stairwell because the toilets are in the stairwell, so we had to.
Oh, right.
So they got settled for their next session. Our sponsor started presenting, and then we went back in and stormed the room.
And
you are now in a live hostage situation. Here
and they
are your
have
packs,
to negotiate
here are your
the
teams.
shizzle out of it.
Yeah. They've got 20 minutes to prepare, or 30 minutes, depending on how long the session is, and then 15 or 20 minutes to negotiate with the hostage taker. And they take it in turns to do it. I'm sure I must have bored.
You have told us about it before, I think, but I just find it fascinating. I think it's so unique. And
I can't believe that there's every time that we do, there's nothing out there. So the CEO afterwards said, I've done 30 years of management leadership training.
Yeah.
I have never, and she took part, she didn't know what was
really?
happening. Yeah. I have never done anything like this. She wasn't our sponsor, the chief growth officer was.
And she loved it?
Yeah. We still need to have the debrief, but they're all collating feedback from everyone that did it. So we had teams, or a team of 12, so 6 on each team.
It's so good. And we've talked about it briefly before, but the fact that you're teaching communication to people that don't know how to communicate generally in this new genre.
Yeah.
New generation.
But I think it's too easy, isn't it? How much easier is it to send an email than pick up the phone?
Yeah.
And the more that you do that, the more you're losing those skills to negotiate properly or to communicate
And it
properly.
really is a skill.
Yeah.
It really is a skill that's lost. You know?
Yeah.
So well done. I feel like
Thanks,
you're doing your bit for the world,
I really
actually.
fucking enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really, really
I bet you
enjoy
are
it.
really sensational at it as well.
Oh, that's kind.
Yeah, I do. And I think you and Andy are like a proper little dynamic duo. You've got loads of charisma between you. And I think that I can see why it's picking up pace really quickly. And I'm going to put my premonition out there.
Oh, go on then.
You reckon?
Yeah, yeah.
I keep doing premonitions lately, and I think they're coming true.
Because she's got a third eye and she
I
won't
have.
believe it, but yeah, go on.
My premonition is that this is what you're going to be doing all the time. And I think you're going to be training other people how to do it.
Yes.
And you're going to be building a team of people that go around the country and potentially the world doing this exact scenario.
Yeah.
And teach them, because you both got that NLP experience, but you have a level of empathy and understanding of business, and he's got his hostage crisis negotiation tactic training, whatever
well
the word.
Done. Great job.
Thanks.
That was really good.
And I think the combination is just magical. And actually, I think this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be making a lot of money, but you're also going to be bringing a lot of value to a lot of businesses that haven't got access to this anywhere else. So I think you should stay on this path.
I tell you what, like, I know we spoke last night and
A little wobble.
I did have a wobble, and I'm having a lot of wobbles at the minute, but Eddie's had the shits all weekend. Like,
Oh, lovely.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for that.
Full-on accident in the bed, bless him. He hasn't been well, so we've not seen anyone.
So you've just been staying at home cleaning up shit all weekend?
Well, it wasn't that. Yeah.
Give me the shits and pukes any day, but you know.
Yeah, I didn't mind, and he was fine with it as well.
Oh.
Like, he wasn't embarrassed, or
That's good.
He did have to wear a nappy to bed on Saturday night, which was
Poor little son.
I know, but we asked him. We were like, "Do you want to wear one?" And he was like, "Yeah, just in case it does happen." Because we'd had a few, like, I think he'd
Slips.
had some sharts in the day when he thought it was safe.
Do you know what's so funny is that when kids actually think that sharks are funny, Piper still does. She's like, "Mum, because I'm sharted." I'm like, "Wow, well done." She's like, finds it the funniest thing. Willow still does at 9 years old. Like, and I love that. I don't ever want to make them feel embarrassed or ashamed of anything like that, because there's so much trauma associated with that, isn't there? Like,
Yeah, and also Eddie's been starting to get what he calls when his willy gets long and it hurts.
How can we go from hostage crisis scenarios to the kids shitting themselves?
It's relevant. So bless him. Like, I've never had to deal. Like, my brother is older, so I've never been around any of these conversations. My niece is obviously a girl, so this has never happened. But Matt Billum is one of 3 boys,
Right.
so our generations are different, right? We didn't talk about stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I've really been thinking, and it's happened a few times, like when Hope sat on his lap and she's doing like bouncy bouncy, and then he's gone, "Hope, get off my willy." I don't think we're supposed to laugh.
I can't help it. My sister has conversations like this all the time because she's got 3 boys and she's like, it's all penises. They just want to walk around swinging it around. Look how big mine's got. And she's like, and that's what I get. And then they laugh at my body because I'm different to all of them.
What's that?
So
the weekend I was like, we can't just not say anything about it. So it happened again. And he starts like readjusting himself, which is a bit like the angry and water guy the other day. Like, I'll tell you about that. My God, fucking hell, what an experience. So
so fucking random.
At the weekend it happened, and I think we were in the kitchen. I said, "Are you all right?" And he was like, "My willy's got long again." And I was like, "Right, darling. This happens and it's okay. You do not need to be embarrassed about it," because Matt had shared that when it happens, he'll bring his knees up to his chest and get really quiet. I said it happens to all boys, and it might happen just of its own accord, or it might happen if you rub it too much, or it might happen if someone sat on your lap. But it's okay. You don't need to feel shy about it. And he went, "But it makes me feel shy," which is really sad. But hopefully, if we talk about it a bit more, and I told Matt, and he was like,
Matt's going to have to show him, isn't he?
What, a hard penis?
Would he not? Do boys not do that?
I don't think
As
so.
As father and son, would you not?
I think he'd show him his penis if he wanted to. I don't know.
See, my stepmom showed me how to put a tampon in, and I remember it to this day. She actually showed me physically how to do it and how to put it in. I was stuck like right close up.
Yeah.
One of the best things she ever done for me.
Yes.
And she done that when I was really young. I would say 10, 11.
I wish that had happened.
Yeah.
And I would happily do that.
I think I'd just come on my period. I don't know, actually. It might have been way before. I actually don't know. I remember what house it was. I remember her putting her leg up in a toilet and actually putting it in show me.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, the best thing ever. And I will do it with our kids as well. But surely that's like a man thing. Would they not show?
I think because it's, when you're older, it's associated with something sexual. I don't know whether you would.
Oh, okay.
Because Matt would then have to get excited.
Which is weird.
Eddie, look at this.
Yeah, morning time. No, like if you explain it, I don't know.
So the start of that story was I've been with the kids on my own with very limited adult company.
Yes, okay.
So it's just been me, Eddie, Hope, and I have been freaking out in my own head.
About the business, we're going to get back on track.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have been freaking out about whether to change your entire business again.
What should I do? Who am I?
What's Wildbird all about? Am I an agency?
What is the meaning of life?
Oh my God.
What a knob. 2 days. 2 fucking days.
And what you decided?
Learn the lessons.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. We'll just carry on as we are.
Yeah, I don't think it needs a big grand gesture, like changing. I don't know if you need to. I think it'd still be an agency.
I think it'll just be what I've just got to trust.
I think there is consultancy in there.
Definitely.
Like you are definitely going more down the consultancy route than the agency.
Yeah. And it's 20 years. 20 fucking years.
What of experience you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't shout about that because you only talk about your Wildbird experience.
Yeah. But 20 years of being exposed to other people's businesses, other people's brands. All shapes and fucking sizes.
Yeah, but that's consultancy, Nick.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is supporting brands and businesses because you get it.
Yeah. But I don't think I've valued that up until this point.
I think you just maybe need to niche down even a bit more.
Yeah, probably. But it will come.
Yeah, it's still the foundation, like the marketing foundation. I said to you, didn't I? Like that checklist of how to really figure out your avatar. The amount of people that just still don't know and don't do it. And I get it, because unless you have someone in your back pocket that is marketing, or unless you're paying a marketing agency, you don't know that shit.
But even then, I wonder how many businesses actually fork out on external support and outsourcing.
No, none in the beginning.
Yeah, but all that do and haven't done this work.
Or do, and the agencies they're working with are shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sharks out there. There's a lot of people calling themselves marketing that do social media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that call themselves marketing that know how to do funnels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who call themselves marketing and have no fucking experience in anything to do with marketing or setting up their own business.
Or wonderful VAs that then try to venture into marketing because it's easy. Like, to everyone else, it's easy. The amount of times I've gone into a business and they've paid for some sort of support and then scaled it back and gone, my sister's going to do it, or my niece's nephew's cat is going to do it.
Yeah.
And great, but let's see how far that
goes.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I've been stung with a marketing agency before.
Have you?
Yeah. I used to use one in Farnham, and they reached out to me because they were registered on my booking system. So they used to get my really shitty emails, newsletters that I used to send randomly ad hoc when I was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And she reached out and she went, I really love the concept of what you're doing, but I can make it better for you. And I was like, okay, cool. And show me an example. So she rewrote one of mine and it looked slick. Like it was sexy as hell. And then along with MailChimp, it was costing me over £300 per email campaign. And I was like, that's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you all the content.
Yeah.
Why am I not doing this myself?
Yeah. Well, now that you are like, you love to learn what the process is as well, don't
and I
you?
was like, well, I'm paying so much. And then I'm exporting all of the data because the data in MailChimp is not the same. Like, why am I, this doesn't seem slick enough. And they were the same agency that helped me with my websites. They were brilliant, at the time. And then I just felt like they got so expensive. And then I was just getting hammered with bills. And if I needed one tweak, it was 260 quid. Everything was 260 quid plus VAT because that's their minimum charge. And then the lady that used to do a lot of my design left, set up on her own. And it didn't really work. I don't think she wanted me as a client, so she was charging me through the roof. And she was the only person I trusted, and she kind of ditched me, I think. I know.
Quite a lot of people though have had
but I did hemorrhage a lot of money on that.
rehabilitation cases.
Yeah.
Because you trust someone with your money, right? You don't need a qualification to set up a marketing agency or to set up a consultancy or a business or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I am about to launch the outsourcing, no BS guide to outsourcing.
Ah, yes. That's going to be so helpful to people.
I hope so. I really hope so. Fingers crossed. Right, that's enough about me.
You've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I think you just need to get it done. Because you've got a lot of stuff, haven't you? Like a lot of stuff to create. And I think you're going around, like we're doing our procrastination of which one do I do and which one's more important.
I've just got to do one and get on with it.
You've just got to do it.
Yeah.
Get those checklists done.
Yeah.
Get the framework done. What?
Your videos?
Yes, I am.
This week?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I still haven't got a name for it, but I've got over 50 questions that people ask me on a regular basis. And so I'm just going to film it. I'm going to do the answers and film it and turn each one into a blog.
Nice.
Yeah. Or maybe I don't need a blog actually. I don't know if I will, if it's on video.
Well, you can do. You've got the transcript there,
I just want to put it on YouTube and socials. Because there's so much knowledge. And I want to go back to that, my superpower is I can launch a salon. I've done 7. I know what it takes to launch a salon.
Yeah.
And actually there's a lot of people that I've kind of feel like I've missed where they work at home or they're a solo therapist or they rent a room somewhere, but they want a salon, but they're not ready for that jump and they don't really know how to. And I'm sitting there thinking, just have a Moos. If you do nails or waxing, just have a Moos. It's going to be so much easier. But you've also got a database of people like that is super success. All I need to do is teach you how to set up a business and manage it and run it.
Yeah.
Which are the skills you don't have, but you're really good at your job and you've got your own client database. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't know why it's just come about. And I'm sure there are conversations that I've had in the past that I just haven't landed or not been the right time. But it was like a light bulb went off when I was away and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why have I not tapped into this? Why have I not talking to these people?
Yeah.
And there is an element that I've been avoiding the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now?
Because I don't trust a lot of people. And I see a lot of people. And I don't know if it's a threat. And I'm sure if I could dig deep, I'd figure out what it is. I've always felt like I don't fit in the beauty industry. Like I've always just stayed doing my own thing. And I've found that it can be really cliquey. So I've avoided it. I'm like, I can't be doing with all that. I can't be doing with the backstabbing. I can't be doing with I'm sure it probably goes back to my teenage years, like I never really had that group. I had some really good friends, but I was never part of a crew.
Yeah.
I was later on, but I just never had my people.
Yeah.
And I think in the beauty industry, I felt very similar.
Yeah.
Like they're all very well connected and they all help each other and they all, like if you're in that crew and you're paying for that particular consultant, then you'll get the publicity in the press and you'll get on different podcasts, you get this. And I'm like, but I don't really like that person.
Yeah.
I don't really want to hang out with them. Yeah. And I don't want to do that just to get where I want to go. So fuck it, I'm just going to do my own thing and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But actually I've created this really tight crew well, I say tight, me and Katie. It's really tight in the beauty industry. And she's been burnt as well.
Yeah.
And like I said before, there's nobody actually doing what I'm doing. There's nobody franchising. There's nobody else I can go to. So I think, well, if I can't go to anybody and there's nobody else that gets it, I've got to lead the way with it.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's fine. I'm comfortable with that now.
What's been the change there? Because there's been such resistance up until now. So what's the change?
Well, I went away to Marrakesh.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I was invited. I do feel so privileged and grateful. And Katie Godfrey has got a kick-ass coaching business, and she's got a salon and she specialises in lashes, and we've done the NatWest Accelerator programme together. And it's taken us a long time to become really close.
Yeah.
Just because we both are a bit guarded, I think. Well, more so her than me. I'm obviously a bit of an open book. Like, yay, be my best friend. However, it's taken us a long time. Our kids are the same age, so we hang out as friends. But as business people, she very much does her thing and I do mine. But we kind of ask each other for advice. And then we've started having these breakfasts once a month where we're just hashing stuff out and really supporting each other because we both feel very similar. Like, with someone else in the industry we'd go to. And then she said to me, she's putting on it's her second retreat in Marrakesh, and she has a really big group of women that she's supporting.
Yep.
They're salon owners, clinic owners. So it's aesthetics, hair, beauty, and she also has some training academies as well. And she's like, this group of women are amazing. Would you be interested in coming and holding a session about business growth? And she said, this is your thing, you do it in your management training, I love it, but I also want to be a participant in it, but would you be prepared? And I'd pay for your accommodation and travel and stuff, and then just come and hang out with me. I mean, she said last year she done it and she just didn't have her team around her. So she did, but like it didn't really work out. She was working double as hard.
Yeah, must be tough.
And she said on something like that, the most important thing is just having your people that you trust around you that can just hold you, like make sure it's all going okay. And I was like, mate, I'm in. Yeah. Never done anything like that before. I'd be honoured. And I had an absolutely brilliant time. It is hands down the best business experience I've ever had.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's a big statement, but very, very true. Marrakesh was beautiful, amazing. And she's very, very good at holding space for people to grow, learn, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It is an absolute superpower of hers. And it's stuff that I enjoy as well. Yeah. So by the end, we ended up kind of hosting it together in the respect. So I would just stay out of it. And then if she wanted me to help, I would.
Yeah.
So I participated in everything. And I was just kind of in the back. And then she'd say, Ames, what do you think? Have you got anything to add? Or like she'd done the hot seats, which was powerful stuff. You know, everyone comes with one problem and then she gives her advice. Everyone else chips in. And I chipped in as well. And we'd done a full SWOT analysis, which there was only 2 people in the group that had done it before.
Really?
Yeah.
And what level of business, like how many years?
Salon, they're real mix.
Yeah.
They're real mix. They're experienced business owners. They're not new. There was one lady that rents a room.
Isn't it? Like even experienced business owners and only 2.
Yeah, there was only 2 or 3 that had ever heard of a SWOT analysis because they're not corporate.
Yeah.
They don't. There's nowhere to go for management training or business training.
Really take these skills for granted.
But these are people that have studied their trade.
Yeah.
And then set up a business.
Yeah.
But where do they go to learn anything? Like I'm the only person in the beauty industry that has management training.
Yeah.
I don't want to offer it outside of Moos because it's my it's my USP.
Yeah.
But I really want to.
Yeah.
I really want
help
to.
Level up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually felt like that's what I was doing. I was just giving a little smidgen of my management training to really help these women level up. And there was one.
Do you think they know? Do you think they have the awareness that they need to flex that muscle?
Well, yeah, that's why they're paying for. We stayed in the villa that we hosted it at. And then they stayed elsewhere, which is great because then they could stay wherever they wanted that was suitable within their means or their budget.
Yeah.
So some of them stayed in a riad. There was like 6 of them that shared a riad and there was others in a hotel.
But also then you get that break as well.
We needed that. And she said last year they all stayed together and it was great, but it was too much.
Yeah.
And actually we all just decompressed in the evening and just chilled out. And most of us we were all just catching up with work. But it was me, her mum, Karen, her, and then Elle, who is probably one of the best videographers I've ever known.
Yeah. Is she local?
No, she's just moved to Trowbridge. She's from Nottingham originally.
Right, yeah.
But she specialises in videography in the beauty industry. She does a lot.
Yeah.
And her partner has a salon, aesthetics or microblading, I think she does. Do you know what? It was just the most phenomenal, like, foursome.
Yeah.
We all just got it. And I'm like a host anyway.
Yes.
So, you know, I love the Moroccan tea, like the mint tea. So, you know, I just said, well, while Kate is, you know, it's like when you're in that mode, you're about to present all day, you need to get everything sorted. I didn't. So I was like, well, just let me host. So when they were all coming in, I was like, should I get some mint tea? And she was like, oh, thank you. You know,
Yeah.
What about the drinks?
Just need someone to look after them.
Yeah,
like,
so that
ready.
she can focus on what she needs to. And her mum had a session in the morning and was a bit nervous, so she was focusing on what she's doing. And Els, so she done the mindfulness and the clay, but her mum's a qualified counsellor and set up. She's a phenomenal woman. She set up a business in Luton called Stepping Stones,
right?
Specialising in supporting women in abusive relationships, drugs and alcohol. And she set up this charity. Yeah. Well, it was a community-led business, and she based it out of a church in Luton. And then it got so busy that they had to give her an extra room in the church, and she then got loads of funding, and she was waiting for different funding from the council, and then she got a government grant. But something happened that someone else came in and took over because it wasn't a charity, it was a corporation, a community-led corporation, CIC or something.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Or CLC. And she said, so she didn't, although it was her that set it all up, she didn't own it. And someone came in and took over, basically. And she'd got all the funding. It was heartbreaking. You could see it in her. But she said it was time for her to move on anyway.
Bless her, yeah.
But she used to do group counselling sessions. And she said the reason she loved it is because after she'd done her counselling qualification, she saw the power in group coaching or group sessions. This was a long time ago as well. Yeah. And she said that the thing is, when you've got women that are in abusive relationships, or like her passion is women, and she goes, but they all think they're alone. And I just wanted them to see that other people are the same as them. Yeah. They then build their relationships and they become stronger and stronger and stronger, and they do it together. Yeah. So when one leaves an abusive relationship, the other one does, and they hold each other's space. And she's like, but having that, the power of these women coming together, they just become stronger and stronger. And it was an absolute privilege to be part of it. Yeah. And she held it all. Wow. So she done the mindfulness with the clay, and she held a session of deep breathing and mindfulness and just being in your present. What are your intentions for the retreat? What do you want out of this? Wow. And kind of set the boundaries for all of us. Like, this is a safe space. We're all here together. There's going to be lots of emotion. There'll be lots of laughs, lots of joy, but also some sadness and some breakthroughs. And it's just magical. So then there's Elle doing all of like the filming, but she's like the silent assassin. Yeah, she's amazing. You know,
ninja.
She is, and she is like a ninja. She's all in black. Yeah. And she kind of is in the background.
But
you don't even know you're being filmed or photographed, and you feel so safe skill with her. It is a real skill. I said to her at the end, like, I could watch you work all day. I feel like you bring my heart rate down when I watch you, because you do everything so meticulously and so slow and thought through.
And she's calm.
And I was like, but also, I don't even know you're there. I normally get quite uncomfortable, like, if someone's got a camera in my face and I'm talking. Yeah. And I said, but I don't even know you're there. But also, I just feel like you bring my blood pressure down. She was like, that is one of the loveliest things anyone said. That's what I want. I'm glad I do that for you. She's awesome. And it was just like the perfect four. Yeah. I was there just flitting around, making sure everyone was okay. And then joining in. And also just being able to share my experiences, which was great.
I'd fucking love to do a retreat.
Yeah. Well, she's just invited me to do her Marbella one with her in June. And then she's doing Dubai next year. I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't want to take the piss.
You're epic. No.
Because you're paying for it. And she went, having you there, that team, makes the experience for everybody and me 10 times better. Yeah. And also, I got some brilliant feedback after my session. There's a lady that is a distributor in Northern Ireland.
Oh, nice.
In Belfast. She was amazing. Yeah. And she said, I would love to stock your products and distribute from Ireland, because I think the salon owners in Ireland, North and South, would love your products. And I was like, okay. But I didn't go there with any intention of selling. I went there to support Kate and give my session and support the ladies. And, you know,
this is what it means, like, to come from a place of giving and joy, rather than a place
there was not
of
one intention of sales. I didn't even talk about my products, to be fair. It was Kate that brought it up because she uses them. Yeah. And then it was really funny because we went to El Fen, which we have to go to.
Yes.
I think it's one of my favourite hotels I've ever been to.
Wow.
I know it's a big statement.
Yeah.
We done a sound bath.
I've never done one.
Oh my God.
Had you done one before?
No. But the woman, the most beautiful woman I think I've ever seen, was holding the sound bath. And she said at the beginning, this place is really magical. That this building, Marrakesh, it's the energy in Marrakesh is renowned for the spirituality, and this building specifically, it has the most beautiful energy, and you're in a perfectly safe space. And that, you know, there might be things that come up, there might not. There might be people here that believe in other religions and feel that this is against their religion. Please know that you're safe, and if you don't want to do it, you can go. If you want to cry, you can cry. And she was explaining that how people let out different emotions, and it can be sneezing, it can be coughing.
Wow.
She goes, so you'll find a lot of people cough in sound baths, and some people it's just your chakra just clearing. And she said men fart.
I've had that not farting, the coughing when we did
the full moon.
Yeah.
She said it's a clearing, it's an energy shift. So you'll find that if you start getting a tickly cough, or if you start like sneezing, she goes, just let it happen. Well, I started getting emotional then when she was talking about it, and I don't even know why. I just felt like I was allowed to, I suppose, maybe.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got in the room, I sat down and I you know when you just have those tears where you're not sobbing but you just can't stop them, and you're wiping away. It's like, why am I crying? Why am I my eyes are just leaking, and I don't feel anything at the minute. And then another woman opposite me, she's so lovely, she saw me, so that made her go. And then we were all laying down. She ended up having a full-on breakdown. So did somebody else. Everybody did, and it was just so beautiful and so special. But
do you mind me asking what came up for you?
Oh God, it was really weird. So when I was laying down, I felt like I had a lead weight on my forehead, like holding my head down, like my third eye.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Trace about this, so I'll probably cry because I cried when I was telling her. But I had this lead weight, and then I had this like rings going around my head. I felt this energy going around my head, but then holding me down. But then I felt it in my teeth.
Right.
My teeth started hurting.
Yeah.
And I felt this energy in my teeth, and then my jaw.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went around my neck, and then it released, and it was fine. And then I felt calm, but I kept on laying there because like Kate and her mum are so close. It was lovely, but I kept on laying there going, I'm never going to have a woman look at me like that. I've never had that. So I felt sorry for myself, but it was like I was allowed to feel sorry for myself. It was really weird. It was like I was allowed to be sad for me for not having that.
Fucking good.
Oh, yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah.
And I kind of was crying for me. And then I kept on just having this, just listen to your instinct, Amy. Just listen to your gut instinct. Just believe in you. Just listen to what you're thinking is right. The decisions you make, stop overthinking it. It's right. Just stick with it. And then by the end, I was like, holy shit, what's just happened? But I've cried the entire way through. I feel like I have allowed myself to be that small, like inner child, I suppose. And basically I came out of that feeling so fucking powerful. It was like completely life-changing. And I know that's really corny, but it was like, I've never experienced anything like that. And then at the end, so in the very beginning of the retreat, Kate got us to write down one word that we love about ourselves, and then the intentions for what we want out of the retreat. And we put it in a jar. And then after we all done the sound bath, we sat in a circle and we all shared, just random, and everyone read somebody else's out. Mine was the very last one to be read out. And I put kind as a thing that I love about myself.
Yeah.
And then my intention was clarity, be firm in my decisions. I know, right? I can't remember the other one. Yeah, stand true to my decisions or something like that, because I've got loads of decisions that I'm making in the business.
Yeah.
Every single person had a cry when they were reading their notes. Every single, there's 20 of us in a room.
Yeah.
Had a cry when they read their notes and came away going, I just feel like I can achieve anything. And with the support in this room, I can do anything. And when I was talking to them, I said, I feel like I've been let down by the industry, but I actually haven't. It's my choice. All of it's been my choice. However, you guys are the most incredible women I've ever met. And I feel really lucky to have been around them. Yeah, I do. And actually, I want to see every single one of them succeed. I want to see every single one of them smash the shit out of their goals, their dreams. They deserve everything.
Yeah.
They are so special.
Yeah.
And it changed my whole perception of the beauty industry. And I said to Kate, like, what you've done and how you've pulled this together, there's nobody else that could do this like you. There'll be people trying to copy you, but there is nobody that would do this. And if I can be part of it at any time, please let me.
Yeah.
If you want me, let me. I'll do it. I'm not talking money. I'm not talking about anything else. Just let me.
Yeah.
And
what a fucking experience.
Oh, it really was. It really was. And then she done some more hot seats that afternoon, and I was a bit spent. I was a bit done, to be honest. So I was sat in the corner, like on the chaise lounge,
shell of herself.
But the women were just so beautiful, and they kept on saying, like, a couple of them said, I could listen to you all day. I was like, wow. And they said, no, but you're so passionate, and like, you're talking about goals. You make us think that we can actually do anything we want. I was like, you can. You can. You do anything you want. And don't ever be ashamed. Don't ever let anyone dim your sparkle, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Like, you can. Whatever that goal is, you can. And there's now 19 women that are going to hold you accountable and that all want to see you succeed. Do you know how fucking unusual that is?
Yeah.
That every single one of you they're going to be cheering each other on, and you're all going to be best friends. Like, you are going to make the friends for life in this group. And at the end of the session, Kate had a little breakdown as well, and I was next to her, and Elle filmed me kissing her arm and like holding her, and she just went.
Yeah.
And I said, are you crying for, it was her mum actually, are you crying for you or are you crying for everyone? She went, I don't know. It's just amazing. And I said, I think you're crying because you're so proud. You should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they done this session at the end, like this, what do they call it? Sorry. Hot seats.
Yeah.
So she done hot seats again. It was the last people. Everyone was really tired and we were like just finishing up. I put a few words in, and then somebody else went, but I still want my salon. And I heard her go, I still want my salon. I still really want a salon. You guys haven't put me off having a salon.
Yeah.
She goes, but I think I want a Moos actually. And I was like, what?
Sorry?
What are you talking about?
I'm just having a chill moment.
And she went, me and Georgia were talking about it last night, and actually Georgia said, why don't you just have a Moos? It's going to be so much easier, and you've got Amy doing it all with you.
Yeah.
And this girl was like, oh yeah, and she's from Manchester, so we're going to have a chat. She's going to come down to one of the salons, and I might have come out with a distributor and a salon, but actually, like, it's all just so magical. It's all just so lovely.
Thank you for sharing.
That's okay.
So, I had no idea. I know you said that the sound bath was incredible.
Yeah, I haven't really spoken. I spoke to Trace about it, and the lady that was holding it, I can't remember her name. She was a Moroccan lady, but lives in Liverpool, and they fly her over 1 week a month. Because Elfen's owned by Richard Branson's sister, and it's a very holistic space, like plant-based food. It's just beautiful. And she said that when she was doing her sound bath, she works on a certain hertz. Oh, yes, yeah. And she said, but actually she was working on your root chakra. Yeah. And she said, she goes, from the conversations at the beginning, I wanted to work on root chakras because I feel like there's a lot of like pent up energy, or there's a lot in this room. I just felt like there was some sadness, some deep rooted sadness, and I wanted to relieve that for you. And she said, but I worked on your root chakra, which is your inner child, and you'll get lots of feelings about, like, as you were as a child and previous trauma. And I was like, oh, thanks for that.
You've raked all that
Yeah,
up
but she told us afterwards, and it was funny because I didn't tell anybody. Everybody shared. Yeah. I didn't share what had happened, what my thoughts were. But also, I'm very conscious that those ladies have paid a lot of money to be there, so I wanted it to be about them, not me.
Of course, yeah.
So a lot of the times I did just sit back and just let them
give them space,
do their thing. Uh-huh. So yeah, I didn't say anything. I didn't even tell Kate at the time.
But you said the lady come up to you at the end, did she?
She said it in front of everyone. She said, I've been working on all of your root chakras. There's so much love and energy in this room. It's beautiful. And she goes, and she got emotional at the end, and she said, it's hard not to when you've got so many incredible people in one room.
That's very special.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
So the weight.
My third eye. Did
that go? Because you said about the rings
it
and
went
how
round,
it moved, but the weight was lifted.
Yeah. And it just was me saying, just believe in your third eye, like, just trust your intuition. Yeah. So Trace was saying she thinks that it's my mum basically saying, trust yourself. And
I didn't want to say that, but
Yeah.
what do you think it is? Do you think it's that?
yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
When I said you were getting upset when you were talking about it, and you said you allowed yourself, and I said good, because I don't think you ever indulge in that, ever.
Oh, I don't, because I don't want to indulge in it.
sad.
It's like the saddest thing ever, isn't it? I haven't got I have got a mum. That's the thing, and I don't ever want. Like, she is so special to me,
I know,
my stepmum, and I call her mum because she deserves to be called mum. She's brought me up since I was 6.
Yeah.
And I know how much, I can see it in her. She would never say it, but I can see in her how much it hurts if I say my real mum or my old mum. But when I was a kid, if I ever said real mum or old mum, someone would tell me off.
Yeah.
Like, I never had a definition. I had an old mum and a new mum as a kid. But I remember my nan saying she wasn't old. She was 27. Like, stop calling her old mum. I was like, well, what do I call her?
Yeah, someone tell me.
And then it's like, I don't want to call my stepmum because she's actually my mum. And there was just no terminology. I was just reprimanded. So I'm really uncomfortable with it, still to this day, of what to say. And I don't like saying real mum because it cuts my stepmum in two. You know, you can see it. She will never say it, but I can see it in her face, and it always just makes me really sad. And then, like, if I speak to some of my family and say, you know, my mum that died, they get really upset. And I'm like, I just don't know what to say. And I don't ever want to call my stepmum by her first name, but sometimes I feel like I should to my other mum's family, you know, like...
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's such a mess.
But this is... You can call your mum, your stepmum.
Yeah, I can call them all mum, can't I?
Whatever you want
Mum
to.
number 1, mum number 2,
Yeah.
like... Oh, I don't know. But it's
whatever
crazy,
you
isn't it? Like, my age, I'm a grown-ass
No, it's not
woman
crazy.
with 2 kids, and
It's
I
not.
still can't even decide which mum, what I call each mum, you know?
Yeah, but you know, everything that you've just said about why it's so difficult is about making everyone else happy.
Yeah, it was, for sure. Absolutely. I just don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to make anyone feel sad or uncomfortable, but it feels like whatever you say, someone's going to be upset somewhere along the line.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't ever indulge in it because I also have so much gratitude for the women that did take care of me. And I don't think it defines me. I don't want it to define me.
Course, yeah.
But there's a certain look that people give you, mums especially, when you say, yeah, but my mum passed away at 6. This is my, you know, or this. I don't ever like introducing Alison, my stepmum, as my stepmum, because they look at her and she's not that much older than me, you know, like she's 14 years older than me or something.
Yeah.
And so they look at me and they look at her and they're like, wow, like,
She looks good.
She looks great, yeah. And then she will sometimes go, oh, she's my stepchild. I've had her since she was 6. Like, you know, that justifies it. Yeah. But that look that people give you when you say, I lost my mum at 6, they kind of go, oh, and they feel really sad for me. So for me, I just go, yeah, it's cool. Like, I've had so much love, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable, but I don't want to say, yeah, my mum died. Like, it's really shit. It's really sad. And she was 27.
Why wouldn't you say those things?
Well, sometimes I do to the right people, but it's also nobody else's business.
No, it's not. But this is about you and the words that you use and the way that you talk about her and the way that you talk about
But I didn't know
number
her.
2.
That's the thing. I don't know her very well. So I haven't really got that. I only know what my family have told me.
Yeah. But there is a lovely photo over there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Yes. She's now my screensaver to keep reminding me that there's so much more. But also just to fucking embrace it, man. Embrace this life. Because you just never know, do you?
No.
Never know when your time's up. And we've only got one. Well, we've got plenty more to come back for, but that's if we want. Just bring me back as a fucking tree.
You know, I'll be adding on 2,000 years of rejection if I come back again. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'll come back as a tree. That would be better.
Mother tree.
Yes.
Yeah. So how would you describe the last week? Like that, it sounds quite spiritual to me.
It was really spiritual, but it was also so impactful. I just love supporting other business owners. I absolutely love it. But what I did realise from that is that there was a whole pool of people that could really do with my help and support, and the way I can do it is with franchise.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to do consultancy, and I thought about it the other day, and I was like, I can help people in their business, but I keep coming back to franchise, and I'm like, but I can still do that.
Yeah.
I can still do that. If I work with the beauty industry, I can still do that.
Just
with
turn it up.
Yeah, so where we've been looking at avatars for franchisee and making it very much like Katie in Winchester, yes, there is the Katies of the world, but there's also another one
that sits miles away from Katie.
Is completely different, and they are qualified therapists with a database already, but just don't have that knowledge to do it themselves. And they are paying people like Katie Godfrey to
find the way
and they're paying them as consultants because they want to learn, because there's nowhere else to go. But I can offer that consultancy level and franchise at the same time.
So,
and I think that's what I need to really hone in on.
Definitely. And this will flex both of your muscles on, and both of your wants, helping others and helping other business owners
helping people
succeed.
In the beauty industry succeed, and not seeing it as a competition as such, but actually helping them level up from a solo therapist.
It's magical, isn't it?
Absolutely so
magical.
I came back from there going, I think that's actually the path that I belong on.
Definitely.
Where I can coach and mentor and help these women, because I was given way too much information. Just general like marketing. A lot of us use the same booking system, how to use that and maximize that. Kate uses it as well. So we ended up this growth plan that we were using from the SWOT analysis. I had to rush through it in the end because we talked about so much other stuff, but I talked about BHAG. We were on that subject for half an hour because none of them had thought about it. Like Kate had put in goals and she'd done a whole session on different parts of your life and 3 things you want to improve or 3 things you want to work on, and just putting pen to paper and doing that exercise and thinking for yourself and what you want is great. But a lot of that was personal, like relationships, money, career, education, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I said, like, what is your BHAG? None of them, only Kate had heard of it before.
Really?
Yeah. None of them had heard of it. And I did give you credit.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, this is a Nicole Billen thing. Yeah.
Thanks, love.
It's okay.
It's not my thing.
Is it not?
No.
I've only ever heard it from you.
I heard, so when we were on, I'll tell you where it came from.
Yeah.
When I was working at ITV, Simon Dalgleish, who at the time came in as commercial director, I think, had come from, he's got a rich history in radio. So I think he'd come from Global, before that, Chiltern, like he'd done loads and loads of radio stuff, commercial side. And he's a really, really big personality. He's still at ITV now. And he's frightfully posh. Really, really posh. Yeah. And he introduced BHAGs to the sales team. We were all like, fucking hell, another... I call them acronyms. Yeah, they're not. They're mnemonics.
Oh, okay.
I only learnt that... No, that is an acronym. A mnemonic is when it spells a word down the side.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't realise the difference. So he says about BHAGs, and he put it up on this screen, and we were like, oh, fucking hell, here we go. One of the BHAGs was a he described it as big, hairy, audacious goal. No, sorry, big, hairy, arsed goal. But it's actually big, hairy, audacious goal.
Right.
But this is going to be what's fucking going to get us ahead of the rest of the fucking... And we were like, yeah, fuck, this is brilliant. It was amazing and still is amazing. So that's where BHAG was introduced to me. But one of the things that I will never, ever forget, and I feel like it epitomises marketing, is that he said, which is quite hard to do in a big business like ITV, everything that leaves this fucking office, whether it is a presentation, a fucking email, or going out to do a fucking pitch, is going to be fucking excellent. And we're all like, yes, it is. But it was brilliant. And he was right, because every time he then sent something, I could hear him in my head going, everything that leaves this office needs to be fucking excellent. And I was like, yes, it fucking is. Send.
Is it excellent? If it's not, we're not sending it.
It's a good bar to hold yourself to.
It really is.
But that's where the BHAG came from.
Well, they loved the BHAG. And also what I saw in these awesome humans was some of them were so scared of thinking that big.
Yeah.
So I shared mine, And they said it's not big enough. And I was
Let's move
like, what do you mean it's not big enough? I want 50 salons by 2030. Like, I don't have that much time. I also want to sell the company for 5 mil minimum.
Yeah.
But like, the 50 salons has got to come first type thing. And they were like, 5 million's not enough, Amos. Like, I don't know.
Are you sure?
I really appreciate that, but thanks. But yeah, it was really lovely. And there was a couple that really struggled with it because they just didn't know. They just didn't know. And one of them got really upset and said, I'm really interested to do a little bit deeper work to find out why I'm so uncomfortable with it. But she goes, I just don't know. And then as we went on the next couple of days, I think we actually got her BHAG, and she's just not running on purpose. She's just not running her business on purpose. She was like, I feel like she's such a special woman. I love the energy that you and Kate have, and I love that you have this want to take over the world energy. And she goes, I have had that all of my life, and I really feel that I'm battling because I think that I should be thinking like that, but actually I'm in my late 50s and I don't know if I want to feel like that anymore. And I was like,
she's not leading with her heart.
What is it you want to do? Yeah. What do you love doing? And she was telling me, and I was like, okay, so what can you do with that? And then she was telling me, and we just basically rewrote her entire business model.
Brilliant.
But within conversation, not anything formatted, not anything. And she came away going, I'm like, I said, stop trying. You don't need to force it. You don't, just because we're talking about a BHAG, like, and I want 50 salons, it doesn't mean you have to franchise yours. No. That's not your BHAG. No. Your BHAG is what? And it's all about sustainability, and it's all about hair growth and looking after people that are struggling with hair loss, and like, beautiful. Yeah. And she said, but she's had massive changes, huge changes in her life. And she just said, I think actually I just want to enjoy my life a little bit and help give back. And I was like, that's your BHAG then. Yeah. Your BHAG is to live on purpose. Yeah. To live by what's true to you. Those little moments, those little conversations. And I had conversations like that with nearly every single one of them.
This is why I fucking love shit like this. And I like to... I love both sides of it. I love the thought of holding it, but also taking part, which is the bit that I probably don't do enough of.
And actually, although she does it for the beauty industry, like there were so many little gems that you would never get on a business trip. She's just really good at event planning, like creating something like that. Because, and I kept saying there's a word culture in here. Like we talk about community and connection and collaboration. We talk about all these amazing things. I said, but for you... it's culture. Yeah. Like she loves traveling. She's been traveling since she was 17. When Lola was a baby, like she travels on her own. She went to Australia when Lola was 7 months old. Like she loves traveling. Yeah, she went to Bali for August on her own with the kids last year. Yeah. And I said, culture is your superpower. But like she embedded this culture that we actually experienced Marrakesh, not just as tourists, but experience like the luxury, not so luxury, a bit of everything. Yeah. Within this really special business experience as well. So yeah, she got us all riding a bloody camel. No one knew. No one had a clue. She took us out into this beautiful restaurant in the middle of the desert. Like you didn't even know it was there. It's stunning. Bloody amazing. It was really, really lovely. But she's very good. And I said, you need to do this outside of the beauty industry and do this for female founders, business owners that are all at the same level, all doing the same thing, but just out of the beauty industry. And she's like, I don't know, maybe.
Well, if she ever wants to collab on it, I'll be there all day long. I think that there's not enough of it, frankly.
No, there's a lot of retreats and there's a lot of noise about retreats, isn't there? But it's like, I don't want to do a yoga retreat.
No, I want to
and I don't want to do something that's all like holistic either. I love that it was a real mismatch. Not mismatch, that's the wrong word. It was a real mix. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it was a real mix and very well blended.
We've spoken about doing one before, haven't we?
We talked about doing one in the UK. Yeah, like a residential co-working type thing. But also a lot of the way that she done it, the sound bath had to be at the end because we had to spend the 2 days with each other to really connect. Yeah. But there was connections there that were so magical. They'll be friends for life. Yeah. And you know what it's like when you don't have that business person in your life. And a lot of them were probably in that position where they didn't have that person that they could phone and hash out ideas. Like I've got you and I've got Trace and I've got Katie. Yeah. And there's other people, but like my 3 core, I think, you guys.
Yeah.
for business chat.
I don't think you call it. I'm just trying to think if there's other Martin.
Yeah, Martin. I mean, bless him. His ears are probably bleeding with
poor
my
Matt.
nonsense.
I've had another idea. Fuck.
No, poor bastards.
Yeah.
But to have that kind of business ride or die, it's
so,
really unusual.
We're lucky.
We are very lucky.
Yeah.
But I saw those relationships happen.
Bing, bing, bing.
And it was me and Kate were like, I feel so proud.
Yeah.
Like, look at everybody creating that business. But also they saw us and they kept on saying, so do you work with Katie and are you friends? And we were like, we're a bit of everything.
Yeah.
We've
all
just got each
in.
other's back. Like, we absolutely have faith that neither of us are going to do each other over.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Making sure that you're doing it the right way. Hey, one thing I did do last week that I haven't shared is run that workshop.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
Clear, Connect, Create. It's about, so every time that I run Marketing Foundation, when I sit down with an owner founder to go through to come up with a strategy, or to look at the strategy and adjust it, or if they want to launch something new, it could be anything, yeah. We use Marketing Foundation for that. And it is half a day, 1-to-1 with a business owner, or 1 to a few if they've got a really small, tight team. But we spend at least an hour. Have I said this already?
No.
We spend at least an hour clearing the shit.
Oh, God, I probably need that.
Because you sit down and you go, right, the work that we're going to do...
It's just like whiteboarding, the shizzle out of it.
But this is more like... The session is about whiteboarding the shit out stuff.
Yeah.
But the bit that comes before that I've only just realised is... I will say the work that we're going to do today is going to create a fuck off massive to-do list. Yeah. It will do.
Oh, God.
But we take it one step at a time. The whole point of this is so that we have a plan.
Yeah.
And that requires both of us to put our heads together, because you bring the knowledge from the business and I'll bring my experience outside of this, but also the methodology that I use for everyone.
Yeah.
But it will be bespoke to your business. And they'll go, yeah. So I always ask, what's going on right now? What's top of your head that you're worrying about? A fucking hour every single time, at least an hour.
Like literally just getting through brain dump, like all the stuff.
Shit, yeah. And it could be anything. It
all
could
the worries.
Yeah, because they're blockers. Yeah. That's stopping this, like, opening to look at the strategy.
You've mentioned that you're doing this session, but you never actually explained what it is.
That's so I've created this as like a precursor to Marketing Foundation, because there's no, like, imagine investing in that and then spending an hour, like, just getting shit off your chest.
Yeah.
But it needs to happen, because otherwise it won't be as valuable a session when I run it. So
you're helping them create a strategic plan of growth and what they're going to focus on.
Yeah, but the precursor is Clear, Connect, Create, which is... So last week I ran it with the Mavens on Southwood Social online, and I probably had about 7 of them in the room. And I explained a bit hardly anything about who the fuck I am and what gives me the right to do this. But I said that piece, like, I sit down, we spend this time. That time doesn't need to be there for that session, but I recognise as an owner that shit happens all the fucking time. Like, shit that I'm worried about that's getting in the way, blockers that are getting in the way, whatever it could be. So I asked them to think about the things that are weighing heavy on their shoulders right now, and to start releasing them, start writing them down. And I just gave them the time and space to be able to do that. I said, just clear it, keep writing. If there's stuff that's coming up, keep writing. And I wanted to play music, but as you know, like, on fucking Zoom, it's impossible because of the noise cancellation. But I will figure out how to do that on the recorded session. And then I did a guided visualization. I said, now that we've cleared all of that, let it go, release it. And then I got them all to close their eyes, take 2-3 deep breaths, and then take themselves to the 31st of December 2025. And I did NLP on them. So I asked them to think about what they could see, what they could hear, and what they could feel. Wherever they are, they're in a safe space, and they've just had the most magnificent year of their life.
What does that look like?
Not even what does that look like, but how do you feel? You're looking back over your shoulder, and you have had the most incredible year that you could have possibly imagined. You've exceeded all thoughts, all goals, everything that you expected for this year. You've surpassed all of that. And you are truly happy. And it's really weird, because I'm obviously talking to a room full of people with their eyes fucking shut. You've got no clue whether you're delivering value. Like, it's really hard to feel that energy because it's virtual. And then we came back to, I used Kaz's method of, right, okay.
The boat. No.
They've got the blockers. We did the visualization. And then we do, right, give me some wild fucking crazy ideas to solve those blockers.
Oh, right, yeah.
World without boundaries, world without law. You could do anything. It doesn't matter. You don't get judged by anyone. Crazy wild card solutions. What you got? And then we discussed that in the round. And then that took longer than I anticipated, definitely. And then I asked them, like, what are your biggest struggles right now with your sales and marketing? Let's open the floor. Tell me. And we'll start clearing some of that.
Was it quite similar?
There was the usual, like, oh, I fucking hate social media. And there was lots of stuff about avatar, but I didn't feel like said, has anyone worked on their avatar? And I just feel like I'm boring people with it. They're kind of like, yeah, fucking tell us something we don't know.
Are they actually saying that though? Is that your perception?
Well, then I said, look, I can give you a downloadable PDF of what I use when I work with clients that you could fill in to create your own avatars. This is that.
And they all ask for it?
Yeah.
So they're not sick of hearing about avatars?
No.
I have a bit of a premonition when it comes to social media. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah. I love that. Now this weight's been lifted for your third eye.
I know.
This is brilliant. Yeah, go on.
You know, I've said before, I believe that our kids' generation are going to boycott social media.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got Elon Musk and Donald Trump running Twitter or X and TikTok. Great. And also we've got Mark Zuckerberg saying he's not going to monitor it anymore. He's basically, if there's shit out there, it's got too big. Yeah, it's not my responsibility to manage the content, is basically what he's saying. And that if people are out there teaching kids how to commit suicide, that's not his problem. He can't monitor it. It's too big. Great.
Excellent.
So something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's got to come back to us, and we're just going to go, fuck this, turn it off.
Yeah.
Don't want it.
Yeah.
I think businesses now need to prepare for not having social media. And I think there's been a massive boom where people have relied on social media so heavily. What if it didn't happen?
Yeah.
What if it wasn't there?
Yep.
And we're going to have to go back to email marketing, videos, education, all of that sort of stuff that I think is going to be so much more valuable within the next 2 to 5 years.
I totally agree.
And I don't think we can rely on socials for much.
Totally agree. So, I've been thinking about launching What the Flock.
Yeah.
And what to do with it. And I feel like I've turned myself around and around and around because I don't want to create a community that's just there to sell to.
No, it's not. It's education. We've got to educate. We have to be the leaders and educate.
Yeah. But
what we know, not AI. This is like knowledge, experience. This is what works.
Yeah, like standing in your power.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to run a fucking Facebook group. I don't. And the channel behind that is what happens if it all switches off. What happens with that IP? What happens with all of that value that you've created?
Well, that's it. Because businesses are relying on sales from ads on social. What if?
Yeah,
and we can't be obnoxious about it. Look at what COVID. I remember my brother phoning me saying, "This is coming. Are you ready? Can your business survive if you have to close?" I was like, "Oh, fuck off! What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
what if?
Yeah,
and I just don't. I think people are so sick of being sold to.
I'm fucking sick of being sold to,
and I think there's so much nonsense that this is so saturated, and everyone's trying to do something bigger and better to get clickbait or to
my
do
dick's bigger. No, my dick's
bigger. And the egos amongst it all, like the
Yeah.
celebrity stardom status, like, oh, it really icks me out.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do it.
I agree.
So yeah, that's my little premonition.
So What the Flock is going to be an email rather than
email, and I think you should do video. I think YouTube, like, it should be educational, but I think you can stick it on socials, but it needs to be backed up with an email.
No, yeah.
People have got backing. They love reading, don't they? Or
and we can have emails that sit in as part of that. I don't really want to call it a newsletter, but it is going to be I am starting an email list.
I just think back to blogs. Like, do you remember like those businesses that done so well with blogs?
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Touch points will be very different in the next 5 to 10 years.
Fantastic stuff.
Happy?
Exciting, isn't it? Nerve-wracking exciting. But
nerve-wracking exciting, yeah.
But I think that authenticity is going to shine through, And when people aren't just doing everything with AI,
Yeah.
and it's authentic and it's coming from a human, and the founders are the faces of the company, they're not hiding behind social ads.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I totally agree with you.
Well, are we over and out?
We are over and out.
I don't think we can go much further with that, can we?
Peace out, A-Town.
Love you guys.
Lots of love. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to give us a cheeky follow, wild_moos.
And if you've got anything that you want to hear from us, or if you've got any questions, please just ping us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
And please subscribe.
Bye.